Don't go up there! Careful, careful, careful. Oh, I wouldn't do that. Don't go up there. Very stupid. Don't go up there! Silly cyclist.
Welcome to episode 35 of Silly Cyclists. I'm your host, Cycle Gaz, and we'll be starting right off at number 10. You're shortly going to see a cyclist pass us on the right and go past the stop line. He's going to encroach into the junction, which a few people I have seen do and have been caught out in this situation. And this guy unfortunately has to roll backwards and has a comedy clipless moment. You thought he got away with only a few people perhaps noticing him do it, but in fact it's all on video and it's going on YouTube. So unlucky with that one. On to number 9. And just look ahead on the other side of the road at the cyclist approaching the zebra crossing. So we've got some pedestrians waiting to cross, so we need to stop. Guy at the front, can't tell if he shouts out or not, but the guy behind him doesn't slow down enough, doesn't read the situation, etc, 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 brakes too harshly and goes over the handlebars. It's unfortunate, just got to make sure you look ahead even on group rides. You know, try not to rely on other people to give you warnings. I always like to look out for myself. Number 8 is a plain old simple red light jump, and you have to stop at red lights. There's one video camera cyclist found out recently. Even if your excuse is that you're getting wet, it's not going to cut it with the law, and you will get a ticket if you're caught. Number 7 is also a red light jumping cyclist, but this time not quite as simple as the previous one, because this cyclist is talking on a phone at the same time. I don't know what it is with cyclists who are talking on the phone, but they always seem to hold it in their right hand. The right hand which controls the front brake, the brake which is the most useful in stopping on the road. At number 6, we have one of these rare cyclists who are returning back to the home where they were brought up. They're cycling upstream, as some would say, and you have to watch out for the wild bears out there who are out to attack them. So these cyclists are very brave in doing what they're doing, but some also say they're very stupid, especially when next to them is a perfectly usable roadway where traffic is travelling in the same direction and they can cycle safely. At number 5, we have another salmon cyclist, and I'm not sure I need to explain the dangers of doing this. It seems pretty basic to me, certainly very dangerous. At number 4, we got something which has been previously mentioned on Silly Cyclists, and that's rolling starts v standing starts. And here I've got a standing start as well as a few of us behind me, and as the lights go green, a couple of other cyclists catch us up. So they want to keep going, and so they go for a few gaps, but these gaps quickly change as everyone starts to accelerate away from the lights, and you get the odd one where they come a little bit too close. Now just remember, as we're starting off, this is the stage where cyclists wobble the most, essentially. And the last thing we want is a pile-up. So just remember, if you've got a rolling start and some cyclists have got standing starts, just give them a little bit more space. At number 3, we have a younger cyclist on a roundabout who could probably do with having his saddle raised a little bit to increase his efficiency, but that's not why he's silly. His roadcraft and road awareness really isn't what I would call up to par for someone cycling on the road. Knowing what's around you and where you can position yourself on the road is very important for keeping safe. At number 2, we have a cyclist who up ahead slips on some paint. The road looks damp and also fairly new, so road markings and drain covers are always going to be slippery. And this guy takes the corner a little bit too fast, a little bit too tight, and on the freshly painted red lines. And it's always going to end in misery when this sort of thing happens. So just remember, when it's wet, try not to take the corners so tight, and certainly try to avoid metal covers and paint, as your tyres will slip. At number 1, we have an awful clip of a cyclist being hit by the door of an opening vehicle, and it shows exactly why we need to stay out of such dangerous areas, as people unknowingly open the door into a path of a vulnerable road user, and they're thrown violently into the path of other traffic behind. And this cyclist is is very lucky that the driver behind did swerve and avoided her, but the injury she sustained probably from that door being open to her was still very, very bad. And our good cyclist returns this week, and just watch the cyclist up ahead. He stops a little far in front of the red line, but I think he shows good reason as to why he does this, as shortly as the light turns amber there's still pedestrian crossing, and many people do pull away. Drivers, motorists of all kinds do it. He holds his hand out and lets us know, from the cab blocking our view there's no way, and we should, rightly so, let pedestrians continue to cross safely, whether or not the light is red or green. And that's it for episode 35 of Silly Cyclists. I'm sorry for the huge delay between episodes. I've unfortunately been very busy. I'd just like to ask you for your opinion on Good Cyclists. I would like to change the name to potentially something beginning with S, so it matches Silly. I know that Savvy has been mentioned in the past, and there's always Sensible that springs to mind, but please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see about what I can do in the future to make it match. Thank you very much for watching, and cycle safely.